6th Annual In-House Christ School Quiz Bowl Tournament. An abbreviated round. We've got 14 sets of questions. Each set is worth 10 points each for toss-up. If the players buzz in early and get it correct, they can get 5 points. If the team gets a toss-up correct, they get an option of 2 bonus questions. During the toss-up, there is no talking, but during bonus, the teams may confer, and the captain will answer. You, the audience, need to be sure not to say anything, not to shout out answers. I'll have to move on to a different question if you do. And at the half, we'll announce where the score is. At that point, if you'd like to cheer on the team, you certainly may. With that, let's meet our teams. On the left, captaining his team, Mr. It's pronounced Jamil Brenneman. Next to him is William What I Say. Next to him is Tie Him Down Bessus. And finally, he's got a bumper sticker on his kayak that says, "I'd rather be quiz bowling," Richard Lyman. Captaining the opposing team is Thomas Call Me Father Becker. Solos on. Here are the questions. Toss-up 1. In 2012, a U.S. senator from this state suffered a stroke while one of its representatives resigned, claiming he had bipolar disorder. Mark Kirk and Jesse Jackson Jr. hail.
Illinois.
Correct. With power. Gentlemen, you gotta hold it. It'll go a lot longer otherwise. Your bonus. An April 1861 bombardment forced Major Robert Anderson to surrender a fortress. For 10 points each, name that Union fort targeted by the first shots of the Civil War.
Defer to both.
Fort Sumter? Correct. Fort Sumter is in the middle of the harbor of this South Carolina port city.
Defer.
Charleston? Correct. Toss-up 2. This author published Behind a Mask under the pen name A.M. Barnard and wrote about tending wounded Civil War soldiers in hospital sketches. This woman is best known for work focusing on the sisters Beth, Meg, Amy, and Jo March. For 10 points, name?
Louisa May Alcott.
Correct. Your bonus. This novel describes Frederick Henry's experiences at the Battle of Caporetto. For 10 points each, name this work in which Frederick escapes to Switzerland after serving on the Italian front in World War I.
Defer. Farewell to Arms.
Correct. Frederick falls in love with this British nurse who tells him that she fears the rain because she sees herself dead in it.
Anna.
Catherine Barclay. Toss-up 3. Matoka was the secret name of this child of 10 mentioned in The True Relation of Virginia. She married the tobacco planter John Rolfe.
Pocahontas.
Correct with power. Your bonus. For functions based on this operation, adding constant increments to x causes y to repeatedly get multiplied by the same value. For 10 points each, name this mathematical operation represented by a superscript.
Defer. Exponential.
Correct. When one talks about the exponential function, it is implied that this number equal to about 2.718 is the base.
Defer.
E. Correct. Euler's number. 4. This baseball team's AAA affiliate is the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. In 2007, it became the first team to record its 10,000th loss.
Pirates.
Incorrect. But the next year won the World Series over Tampa Bay. A green mascot known as the Fanatic cheers on for 10 points.
Philadelphia Phillies.
Correct. Your bonus. It flows from Wyoming to Lake Oahe for 10 points each. Name this river, the namesake of Wyoming's capital, which does not lie on this river's course.
Cheyenne.
Correct. Lake Oahe is a reservoir that formed behind this river's Oahe Dam.
Colorado.
Missouri River. Toss-up 5. This object's dust produces the Eta Aquarid and Orionid meteor showers. It was imaged by the Giotto probe in 1986, while its AD 684 appearance was recorded in the Nuremberg Chronicle.
Halley's Comet.
Correct, with power. Your bonus, for 10 points each, name these board games published by Hasbro. A blue wedge represents geography, while oranges sports and leisure in the genus edition of this question and answer game.
Trivial Pursuit.
Correct. This game, created by Richard Garfield, generally requires each planeswalker to use a deck of at least 60 cards, with no more than 4 of any particular card.
No answer.
Magic the Gathering. All the geeks went crazy. Number 6. This city on the Rhone River and the surrounding Comitat Venetian became part of France in 1791. The period known as the Babylonian captivity began in 1309 when Clement V moved here. For 10 points, name the city in southern France that was the residence,
Lyon.
incorrect, of medieval popes.
Marseille.
Avignon. Toss-up 7. In October 2012, this European country witnessed the death of dentist Savita Halappanavar, who was denied an abortion. The next month, protesters upset about its turf-cutting ban surrounded its Prime Minister Enda Kenny. For 10 points, name this country west of Great Britain.
Ireland.
Correct. Your bonus. Many religions require adherents to observe certain dietary restrictions. For 10 points each, name this term from the Hebrew for fit that describes foods that are permitted under Jewish law. Colloquially, it has come to mean anything falling within acceptable boundaries.
Kosher.
Correct. During Lent, Roman Catholics are required to abstain from eating meat on this day of each week prior to Easter.
Friday.
Correct. At the half.
We have Becker with 165. No.
Toss-up 8. This organ secretes the intrinsic factor needed to absorb vitamin B12 from its parietal cells. Chyme leaves it via the
Pancreas.
incorrect. The pyloric sphincter. It also makes the enzyme pepsin, which requires hydrochloric acid to work. For 10 points, name this organ between the esophagus and small intestine.
Stomach.
Correct. For 10 points each, answer the following about the French First Republic. The First Republic ended in 1804 when this first consul became emperor. Correct. Known as the Incorruptible, this leader of the Reign of Terror had Georges Danton executed, but was himself guillotined in July 1794.
Maximilian Robespierre.
Correct. Toss-up 9. This desert god, who was favored by the Hyksos, married his sister, Nephthys. This god was castrated in a fight in which he poked out one eye of his nephew. For 10 points, name this evil Egyptian god.
Set.
Correct. Your bonus, this term is derived from the Latin for I forbid. For 10 points each, name this power by which the executive branch of government may block a bill tasked by the legislature.
Veto.
Correct. Congress may do this to the president's veto with 2/3 vote in both houses, thereby enacting the bill into law.
Override.
Correct. Toss-up 10. The merciless one of these convened in 1388 and was dominated by the Lord's Appellant. Pride's Purge attacked one of these groups, reducing the long one that fought against Charles I to a rump.
Civil War.
Incorrect. Rump one. The House of Lords and House of Commons make up for 10 points what British legislature?
Parliament.
Correct. Your bonus? He published on the origin of species for 10 points each. Name the scientist who described evolution through natural selection.
Darwin.
Correct. Evolution can be driven by these changes in an organism's DNA that can be caused by errors in replication or by radiation.
Defer. Mutation.
Correct. Toss-up 11. This mountain range is home to the ancient rock drawings at Valamaconia and Utsi. The Iceman was found here.
The Alps.
Correct with power. Your bonus, this work describes a fallen statue of Ramses II. For 10 points each, name this poem that begins, I met a traveler from an antique land.
Defer to Will.
Eric Gorsline.
Ozymandias. By this Englishman who also wrote Ode to the West Wind. Answer? Percy Shelley. Toss-up 12. This force can be calculated from the pressure differences resulting from differing flow velocities on either side of an airfoil.
Voltage.
No. It opposes gravity and is perpendicular to drag in normal airplane flight. For 10 points, name this force that pushes up on airplane wings.
Lift.
Correct. Your bonus, he was invited to visit with the president after publishing Up From Slavery. For 10 points each, name this African-American leader who gained fame at the Tuskegee Institute.
Booker T. Washington.
Correct. In 1895, Washington delivered a notable address in this southern city. While there, he argued blacks and whites could exist like separate fingers on the same hand.
Atlanta.
Correct. 13. This man coordinated relief for Belgium during World War I, created the Reconstruction Finance Corporation, and signed the Smoot-Hawley Tariff into law. In the election of 1932, he was defeated by FDR. A Nevada dam is named after for who? Correct. Your bonus, for 10 points each, answer these questions related to acids and bases. What scientist defined an acid as a substance that can donate hydrogen ions while in solution?
Mallory Clay.
Monte Arrhenius. She did it too, though. Under the Bronsted-Lowry definition, a base is a species that can accept what charged particles?
Defer to Hans.
Positive protons. 14. This artist relied on a mistranslation in the Vulgate where he sculpted horns on Moses' head. His tomb for Pope Julius II was
Michelangelo.
correct with power. Your bonus. The Andaman Islands define the eastern boundary of this body of water. For 10 points each, name this bay, an arm of the Indian Ocean that is between India and Myanmar.
Bay of Bengal.
Correct. This river, sacred to Hindus, flowed past Allahabad and Varanasi into the Bay of Bengal.
The Andes.
Correct. Final score?
Becker 250, Brenneman 95.
Is Hank Pritchard with only 2 slots incorrect. Hank Pritchard won the race.